welcome along to another episode of Robin and Jane in the Stalls. Well, this week we've been to see one of the wildest and craziest musicals of all time. Yes, we're getting ready to do the Time Warp once again because the Rocky Horror Show is back in Belfast at the Grand Opera House this week. And I can't believe this, Jane, but you are actually a Rocky Horror virgin.
I am, it's true. And didn't know exactly what to expect. I've seen bits of the film and I do know some of the songs, obviously. But I have to say, this was one of the most sexy, life-enhancing, affirming shows I've ever seen. I enjoyed all of it. I mean, at the beginning, I had just one question, really, Robin, which is, how does one do the time warp?
Well, Jane, it's very easy because it's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. Then you put your hands on your hips and you bring your knees in tight. And then, of course, it's the pelvic thrust that'll really drive you insane.
I think it did drive me insane. I think I put my hip out, actually.
But I have to say, at the end of the show, you were on your feet and you were doing the time warp.
I was doing the time warp. Yes, I was.
So over the years, I must have seen the Rocky Horror Show. I think this is my 10th time watching it. But can you believe that the show is over 50 years old, 52 years old? And the thing I love about it is that the PC Brigade haven't got their hands on it yet. It's still almost the same original script as it was back in the 70s.
No, because it was a dark and stormy night, and then it was a dark and stormy and extremely sexy night, wasn't it? And we have that famous scene, I gather, with the bed vertically, so you can see everything that's going on or imagine everything that's going on under the duvet, with Brad and Janet, the innocents abroad, and then Frankenfurter, who's the master of revels, and he does something to both of them. I won't go into immense detail, but you can probably imagine.
The bed scene is always the scene that I look so forward to seeing every time, and it still makes me laugh every time I see it.
And what's interesting is that Richard O'Brien was actually in a production of Hair in the 60s. And I think the message of Hair and Rocky Horror Show, although they're different genre in a way, but the message is the same. Life is for the living, and get on and grab what you can while you can.
So even though I've seen the show many times over the years, it still is a show that does not disappoint. And of course, it's packed with all of those big songs. Obviously, the Time Warp, you've got Sweet Transvestite, you've got Dammit, Janet, you've got Science Fiction. And the one that I always forget about is Brad's song, the little country song, Once in a While. I always forget about that song.
Yes, it's a beautiful song. All the songs were delivered superbly. I mean, this was one of those productions that was slick in a very good way, that you could relax. You knew you were in good and very capable hands. And I loved the narrator. I mean, Nathan Caton, who apparently cut his teeth and stand up. My goodness, he dealt with the quips from the audience well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did very well with the quips from the audience. But the thing that I love as well is that the humour and some of the jokes are also bang up to date as well. We had a fabulous Greg Wallace gag. We had jokes about the recent Coldplay concert as well. And even one about Russell Brand.
Yes, that I don't think we can repeat. I think our lawyers would be all over it. But the one about Greg Wallace was delightful because Nathan Caton, as the narrator, was saying that something was a very unlikely occurrence, as unlikely as Greg Wallace appearing on Loose Women. I rather like that. Or anything, frankly.
And of course, the audience also play a massive part in the show. Even though I thought the audience were a little bit too well behaved last night, I've seen them more wild and crazy over the years. But great to see a lot of people coming dressed as their favourite Rocky Horror Show characters. We had some Magentas in the audience, we had some riffraffs, we had some Frankenfurters, some Columbias as well. But I would imagine as the week goes on, especially when it gets to Friday and Saturday to those shows, we'll see many more people coming dressed up as their favourite characters. Now what about the main man, Frankenfurter, this time round played by Adam Strong. Slightly different performance from some of the other Frankenfurters that I've seen over the years, but I thought he did a fabulous job.
I thought he was amazing. I mean, tell me how he was different. I thought he was a brilliant master of revels. He was sinister, as he has to be. He was knowing. He was very sexy. He certainly knew what to do when it came to the pelvic thrusts. My goodness. I thought he had it all actually. But what other Frankenfurters have you seen?
Well, the thing I love about this show as well is that the director lets the new cast members, as they come in, have their own take on the characters. So we're not kind of copying Tim Curry as Frankenfurter, or something like Jason Donovan, who's also on the tour doing Frankenfurter at the moment as well. And with a new riffraff tonight, of course, Richard O'Brien. He played the original riffraff in the movie and the original show as well. And we've seen many people play that role over the years, including Christian Laverscombe, that I've seen so many times. And he ended up doing something like 2,600 performances as a riffraff. But the new guy, Job Gruter, who I interviewed during the week as well. You can check out my interview with him on my YouTube channel. But Job Gruter was allowed to bring his own take to riffraff. And I thought he did an absolutely brilliant job in that iconic role.
Oh, I thought he was amazing. He reminded me of what's the name of the keyboardist in Duran Duran, whom I particularly like, the blonde. I thought he was edgy. He was physically very good. He was funny, but he was worryingly attractive in a way. I thought he had it all as well. I liked the principals very much, and I thought we must mention Lauren Cheer as Janet. I thought she was very funny and very entertaining when she pretended to be shocked and ended up not shocked at all, just rather enjoying herself in the manner of Rocky Horror Show. She was rocking and rolling.
And we were looking forward to seeing Conor Carson in the lead role of Brad this week. Conor's from Northern Ireland, so it would have been great to see him on stage at Belfast Grand Opera House. Unfortunately, Conor is unwell at the moment, so we do wish him a speedy recovery. It would have been great to see him in Belfast. But the understudy last night as well, I thought, did a fabulous job standing in and playing the role of Brad.
Yes, it would. Well, next time maybe. But whoever played Brad, the understudy, was impeccable. Actually, he was very good. And Magenta and Columbia, I mean, they were all superb. And you do get this sense of having to lose control in order to act out the pleasure principle, I suppose. I mean, poor old Brad and Janet just have to give in, really, don't they?
They do. Right, let's make up our final decisions on the Rocky Horror Show, which is here in Belfast at the Grand Opera House. It runs through until Saturday. You might be lucky enough to get a ticket or two if you head over to the Grand Opera House website right now. You never know, it might be possible. So let's vote our final scores on the Rocky Horror Show. We're going to vote with the little stiletto heels this time.
I've got my stilettos on as we speak. 4.5 stilettos, I think.
Wow, well that's good for seeing the Rocky Horror Show for your first time. As I've said before, I've seen the show about 10 times. It still is a fabulous night out filled with high energy, great audience participation, and as always, great performances from all of the cast members. So I'm going to give this 5 little stiletto heels.
Brilliant.
So there we go, a show that never disappoints. Great to see the Rocky Horror Show back in Belfast. If you didn't manage to get tickets this time around for it, it is coming back. It's coming to Dublin. And it's going to be in Dublin between the 11th and the 16th of August. Then it's in Derry between the 18th and 23rd of August. And if you fancy a trip down to Cork, it's there between the 25th and the 30th of August. So there we go. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you back in the stalls sometime very soon.
Goodbye.
It's astounding! Time is fleeting! Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.